Good evening. Welcome to day 4 of Effective Teaching and Methodology course. And I hope all the 3 days sessions were useful to you. And today we will add the another one is characteristics of an ideal teacher. Certain things we have already discussed how to transform from a teacher to a guru. And yesterday I was talking about the roadmap of teaching. What are the how you have to present in the class? All those things I have told you. And today we'll be talking about some detail about other characteristics. One or two things maybe we have discussed yesterday also, but in detail we'll talk about this thing. And I hope that I am audible. If I'm audible, please kindly message in the WhatsApp that I'm audible. Just let me. So, in the completely, if you take the important traits of teaching, yesterday I have told you. Okay, thank you. And it depends upon our preparation, our presentation, our execution methods, personal characteristics as a teacher, and how is teacher-student interaction, and this is what main thing. So the ideal teacher will have all these qualities as expected. A normal teacher will have, he will be lacking in these any one component or many components on these things. So first we'll see one by one. How is our preparation? First thing, the prepared goals and objectives are apparent. That's very clear. It's very clear. Just you have to make sure that. Just a minute. Sorry, a small interruption. So first thing, the prepared goals and objectives should be apparent so that the student will have a clear idea, because effective teacher, he will have a fixed goal and he'll make sure that he will achieve at the end of the day. Because I was talking yesterday, some of the teachers, they would go just teach and they don't have any goals except making them to pass in the exam. So you have to make sure that along with the regular teaching, what else you also have to do, that you have to plan. Second thing, teacher is well prepared and well organized in class. See, poor preparation always you can manage. The student may not understand that you have not prepared well. Sometimes if you are an experienced teacher, but still you know very well that today you have not prepared, means simply you will manage. So that kind of management is fine, but that will not give satisfaction. But when you are highly prepared, absolutely you can get a satisfaction, because that is ideal teacher role. Next comes the execution methods. How do you execute your prepared material? First thing, an ideal teacher will not stand in only one place. For example, in the podium, in the stage, or near the board, only you stand there for throughout the time, and whereas in the corner of the classes, they don't listen to you. So you have to make a point that teacher moves around the class and makes here it is not makes eye contact with the students. So you have to suddenly you should go to the end of the class, or you have to go to the right corner, left corner, and you have to move around 360-degree in the class, so that you are keeping your student alert. Next thing, the teacher is able to adapt to the unanticipated situation. Sometimes you could have prepared really well, but you will be expecting a wonderful response from the students, but it may not happen. You have to prepare for that also. You should not get disappointed that I did really very well. I prepared all the day. I was expecting a great kind of response, but nobody responded. Then you should not get disappointed, because it will happen. So a lot of time, unexpected things would happen in the class. You must prepare for that. Similarly, sometimes you could have prepared very less, but class would be very good. The student would love that particular subject very well, or a particular class very effectively. So that time, so both have you handle positive and happily, same way you have to handle the negative things also. And this is very important. The teacher should know the names of the student. See, we should not call, okay, you get up, not you matter there. Only you say that, Raja, get up. Say that, Rani, you get up. You say that, Peter, come on. So when you use their name, they feel that highly connected with you. In case if you are very poor in remembering student names, I'll give you a simple tip. See, today you decide that you want to call some 10 students in the interaction. You just to have your attendance with you. You will have the name list. Even you can randomly pick the name from your attendance. He may not know it. Suddenly you pick the name number 10, 15, just read that name. But obviously he will come up. The moment he gets up, you can understand that he's the person. In case you are very poor in memory. If you're good, and please call them with their names. That is because you are creating a personal rapport with your student. And another thing, this I have discussed clearly yesterday. There are balance and variety in activities during the lesson. You should have a variety of teaching methods. And this is very, 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 very important. The teacher, so the student will think, they'll be discussing. The teacher showed interest and enthusiasm in the subjects he teaches. So, as a teacher, you should give so complete interest, enthusiasm in the subject you teach. So, the way you involve in teaching, that will make the students also to learn and to involve in the subject effectively. You yourself, surface level you are teaching, you are not involving yourself, you are always disappointed, frustrated, namesake you are teaching, or you become angry, you shout at them. And this shows clearly that you don't like your job, because it's really tiresome to you. When you are tired, you are showing that angry to the student. These things will never help you. So the moment you get into the class, you should really become a transformed personality, even though you have a lot of problem. The moment you step into the classroom, you make sure that you show the bright face, and your voice should be very clear, and you should be fluent, and that kind of vibrance you have to create in the classroom. And this one is very important, patience, because a lot of time some students will be there to test our patience, but we should not lose our temper. You should see, there are people, even if you keep on telling them 5 to 6, 2 times, 3 times, sometimes 5 times, somebody will not do that. It's quite natural. But deal them in a comfort way. In such kind of cases, don't shout at them in the class. Ask them to come to your cabin. In the cabin, probably you can ask the real reason. In case reasonable, the reason is accepted, you can give him. Otherwise, you can identify the real problem, and you can strictly tell him that. Otherwise, let him not come to the class the next day. But don't shout at him in front of other students in the class. So, because they feel intimidated, and they'll not be really happy about it. You call to a staff room. Again, when you call to our staff room also, don't shout at him in front of other staff members. And one more mistake, Normal teacher used to do that. And you will, after the class, you will come there. You will talk about one student who is not who has not behaved properly in the class. Immediately, will try to spread that news to the entire teacher. That is absolute mistake you are not supposed to do, because he will become highly offended. In case he has not behaved properly, you call him and you try to sort out the issue. Otherwise, you and with only principal or all those only such kind of higher official you should discuss. Don't discuss those problems with everybody, because then he feels that you have damaged his entire character with all the teachers. Generally, we do that. No, that is absolute wrong thing. Even though, see, he is after all a student. Even though he has not given respect to you, he has given disobeyed you, he has disrespected you, no problem. He is a student. We are a teacher. We are a guru. So they are like our own son and daughter. Whether your son and daughters in our home, are they listening to you all the time? Definitely not. Are we not patient enough to treat them effectively? At the end of the day, we always love them because they are our son and daughter. Similarly, you are the mother of 60 children in our class. You are a father of 60 children in our class. So you do with that thing. That's why being patient a lot of time will help you to scale up into the ideal teacher level. Next thing, when you speak, Clarity and audibility of the voice is very essential, especially if it is a large classroom, 60 or 70 students are there. We have to make sure that we are speaking loud enough so that they listen to us. In that case, whenever you are going for the large classes, 60, 70 student classes, please carry a water bottle with you. Keep drinking water then and there so that you will not get dehydrated, because when you shout, automatically you feel dehydrated. Then you will not be able to maintain the tone. Probably first hour you'll be very loud, second hour, third hour, fourth hour, and all battery will come automatically will come down. So make sure that you are not too loud and too low. Maintain some kind of moderate tone so that you will not lose energy, as well as the students also will not will not say that they are not they are unable to hear you. So you have to maintain those things. For that, sometimes you can, when you speak in front of the class, they may not be audible. You can little bit move close to the student. In case if it is a theory class, you can discuss and they'll be able to learn. But whenever you come to the board, no other go, you have to be a bit louder and make sure that they are silent and they are listening to you. And another practice, drinking water, and probably sometime, that's what I already told you, that don't talk all the 45 minutes. That's what 15 minutes, then recapitulation. Just to, you can take a break, you can ask a question, allow some student to speak, you keep quiet, you make sure that you are not speaking anything. So this is the way you have to handle the class. And sometime if you are really tired, you can't speak much, that time make sure that you are making the student to speak. So that way you have to match it. But you can't do that practice every time. But whenever you are not really okay, and you can make, in that way you can manage the class. And personal appearance, yes, as a teacher, we have to make sure that we are presenting ourselves in a pleasant way. The moment the students see us, they should feel some kind of what we call vibration or a positivity. You should not go with the kind of grin face, dull head, and kind of very ugly kind of attitude. No, don't go there. Whenever you go to the class, be very smile. No, just always wear a smile. And if possible, even right from your attire, how you look it up, and everything should be neat. And even if you feel very tired, especially in the afternoon classes, nothing wrong in washing your face. And in case you feel so oily face, you can apply any kind of thing which makes you to fresh. Nothing wrong in it. But don't go with the full makeup. I don't say that. But in case you feel that you are so tired, the face looks so tired, wash your face, and probably you can take a small a bit of powder or something else you can apply. The point here is you have to look fresh, not to mean to say that you have to make do a makeup and go to the class, not like that. So make sure that appearance gives them some positive ambience. And next thing, you should be initiative, resourceful, and creative. And sorry, in the slides and the last, I should have given a full stop on all the slides. I have forgotten. So that's actually typographical error. Please kindly forgive me. So you should be resourceful and creative. That's what you should You should keep them on their toes. What teacher will do today? That's why you have to keep making some innovative thinking, some creativity in your teaching and handling the student. That's a very important personal characteristics. And along with your audibility, the pronunciation of English word or whatever in Tamil, you have to make sure that whatever the language you teach, the pronunciation should be proper. And intonation, fluency, and appropriate language is very essential. That will make your job a bit easy. And another thing is you should be relaxed. And the matter of fact, in voice and manner, don't be too loud. What do you call it? I already told you that you have to be loud enough for the students, but you should not shout so that students feel that it is blurring. They should not feel that it is too loud. It will instead of reaching them, it will irritate them. So we don't do that in general. We don't shout actually. Only when you lose your temper, you may shout. But that also you have to control, be patient. All these things are quite normal. Firm and take a control. Don't shout and control. Be firm. You must do this, otherwise don't come to the class. Only one word, no explanation, no detailed shouting, nothing. You have not done, please, you can leave the class. That's it. Don't do anything else. So in such a subtle way, you have to manage. instead of shouting and telling that you students are like this, you never listen to the teacher, this generation is very poor, in our generation we did this, that, nothing will work out. These are waste of energy. Don't do anything. Simply say that you have not obeyed, please you can leave this class. Otherwise, you tell them don't come to the next class. Otherwise, tell him that you will not give mark. In a one word statement, you just finish it off. Don't talk too much. Only when they are ready to listen to you, probably you can give one or two things. Otherwise, you call him in person to a cabin, you can advise him there. Don't do that in front of the class because they may not like it. And how the interaction, how is student-teacher interaction should be. First thing, teacher encourages and assures full student participation in class. That's what I was telling you yesterday. You have to make sure that you do not point out only one student, randomly pick the guys, use the names and let them participate so that everybody feel that they are inclusive of the class. And you should create a kind of ambience in the class so that the student feel free to ask questions and they'll feel free to disagree also. Because it doesn't mean that whatever the teacher says, student has to agree. There are times the student definitely can disagree, they can express their own idea, but for that you should give some space for that. In case whenever they disagree your opinion, if you shout at them, nobody will disagree in the class. But when they disagree, if it is really reasonable, you must welcome their idea. You can take that idea, then you can even appreciate that for that kind of different. See, when somebody disagrees with your opinion, it's another perception. You should really agree that in case it gives you perception, you should appreciate that thing. So that is very important. So when you create such kind of ambience, you will be able to make more interaction in the class. And another thing is the teacher is able to control and direct the class properly. It should be a full stop, but here it's a comma. And students are attentive and involved. You have to make sure that it is happening. And the students are comfortable. This is very important word. Relaxed. Even during intense intellectual activity. When you teach even a tough portion, you see, and assume that if you're an English teacher, you teach grammar, tough grammar. Even there also you have to make that teaching in a fun way. Mathematical teacher, even you're talking very intense theorem, you should make them fun. The way you teach that thing should be very comfortable for them so that they feel relaxed. Otherwise, they'll become so serious, and when they are serious, they'll not be able to listen properly. So you keep them. For that, you have to plan very well how are you going to execute that particular portion of teaching in the class effectively. Always students see, when you are in a cool mood, cool state, learning takes place easily. When you are in tensed state, nothing will happen. The example is, when you become tensed, the words would not come. That's why the stage fear happens. Stage fright. Why? When the same student will speak very well in the class, but when he comes to the stage, because of stage fright, he forgets everything. Same thing is applicable for the normal class also. When you make them tense, they'll not be able to listen to you. But if you keep them cool and composed, comfortable, and you are facilitating the interaction quite comfortably, and you are facilitating the learning. And this is very important. You have to treat the student fairly, impartially, with respect. See, you can use some very jovial words in the class. You can use them. You can even scold them also. But in the friendly scolding, it will not affect them. But you use some kind of hurt words. You are hurting them. Definitely, that will damage a lot. But same student, somebody very close to you, but you are even shouting at him. But with the respect, he doesn't mistake you. That's fine. You have to make sure that this teacher does shout only when there is a reasonable mistake. Such kind of credibility you have to create in the class. If you do that, then there won't be any issue. But otherwise, simply whenever you lose temper and you become temper tantrums, and you just start to shout another thing, and the student they may pretend as they are listening to you, but they never listen to you. They never like you also. So that's very important. Controlling our emotion as well as the fair treatment with the respect, very important. Yeah, you always keep encouraging them. You have to make sure that you are motivating them in all the possible ways. This is another important thing. Sometime, I was telling you in the beginning, somebody will not complete the work in spite of 6 warnings also, in spite of deadline, everything. That time, there may be some individual problem he may have. Probably he may have family problem, personally he may not like the subject, or he is not at all interested in the class, or other thing we may have. So for him you have to call him in person, give him counseling. That's what the individual need. Group need also same way. Sometime three or four of them will join together, they'll always create ruckus in the class. Those guys, you call them and ask them what is the real issue. And otherwise you, from that group, you make one person as a leader of the class, or give him some responsibility. So when you give him a responsibility, he will not have the time to unnecessarily discuss other matter in the class. So you make him a leader, you make him some very hefty responsibility, then you can control him indirectly. Still he is a problematic, then you have to give a counseling, or you should, then still you are unable to manage, then you probably can talk to the parents. Is there any other problem in the family? Accordingly you can manage. See, unmanageable students are only rarely 1%. Don't lose your heart, don't lose temper because of that one student. Call him and just to deal him separately. You try to give all possible support. Because of him, you don't lose temper in the class, because I know that some student will make you angry in the class. Don't just sometimes even you have taken all the efforts sincerely, still he is not changing, better you ignore him. Because if you try to correct that one student, you will lose another 59 good students. So but immediately you should not leave such kind of student. You should take all the possible effort. Even in spite of that he is not changing, then after that you have to just leave it, ignore him, let him automatically, by the time will correct his mistake. That's what time will do, the course correction. Then he may change one day after certain experience. So now you will not be able to change it, just leave him. But you should not leave first in the first attempt. You should take some 3, 4, 5 attempts to correct him. 99% they'll correct in that attempts. 1% in case it is not possible, then you go to the next level. Otherwise, just to handle cool and composed way. And digressions are used positively. That's what digression, you can deviate. That's what I was telling you yesterday. You can talk about movies sometime when the students are really not interested in the class, to digress them from the regular portion, because they feel really not happy about those things. You can do that, but make sure that it is not completely deviated from the class. So in the middle you started talking about movie, then the whole class you did talk about only movies, you forget your subject matter. That's not good. You just digress for some 5 minutes, then you should take them back to the original teaching. That's important. So this is what you need to follow for the effective characteristics of the effective teacher. And I'll be talking about NLP techniques also a bit later. Now probably I have shown you all these things. You can rate. I have shown you many characteristics, and if you rate yourself, assume that each characteristic, for example this one, the prepared goals objectives are apparent, that means you can give 4 mark to you. If it is less, you can give 2 mark or 1 mark. If you calculate all the characteristics with the 0.4 point, you have all the things in the 4-point level, you are ideal teacher. There are some mixed thing, the score is in the average level, then you are an average teacher. Many cases your score is very less, you are a teacher, you need to improve a lot. This you can use it for the personal scoring to check how ideal you are. All these questions, probably when I share this video again to you, probably you can check it up, each one, every question you can note it down. Then you can do a self scoring, finally calculate if a score is because how many questions I have given there, you just calculate. Each question has a 4-point score, and you can easily calculate what is your average score. If it is more than 70%, you are ideal teacher. If it is 50 to 70, you are a good teacher. If it is less than 50, you are an average teacher. Correct? And let me answer 2 things, because one question today madam posted. Please share your views on when a teacher can be satisfied that she has done her part well. Let me answer this question. First thing, that's what. See, you as a teacher, our first job is to teach our subject properly. So whether you have done it properly, you check. Second important responsibility, you have taught him the life skills. That's what I'm talking about. From teacher to a guru transformation, and you are trying to understand all their issues, and you are giving all the parental guide along with your subject, then that is important. Second thing. Third thing, in the evaluation pattern also, because these three components are quite connected: teaching, evaluation, and interaction. And that's a personal level interaction. If you have done all those things at your satisfaction level, that's fine, number one. But again, satisfaction in the personal level, there will be different satisfaction level. Probably I may not, I don't want to become a guru, just I want to be a mere teacher. I just want to teach the subject, I'll come out of the class. Then with that I'll become satisfied, means that's different. That's why satisfaction level, it is a subjective phenomena. But in general, I would say that any teacher, you cannot say that my job is only teaching. I never agree that. A teacher job is to give life skill also. That is a part of our job. So you have to make sure that what are the things you have given beyond the subject. Have you done something? Have you really talked to some sensitive issues in the class? Whether have you really created some awareness about the common issues? Whether have you taught them how to lead their original life? And have you given them some personal, through your subject or certain application, will they be able to apply those things in their real life? Then you can be really satisfied about that thing. You have dealt your subject, you have really nurtured your student very well, and you have given a lot of inputs for their life along with the subject. You have given a lot of inputs for the life, means you can definitely feel proud, happy, and satisfied. That's number one. Number two, how can a teacher increase students' attention level while teaching content part in evening class? Okay, and wonderful. In evening class or in the after lunch break, and maybe after the result is announced, after some bad day, what are the things you need to do? See, whenever you are teaching in the post lunch session, the evening classes, make more interactive. Those classes, you reduce your content input. Instead of that, you allow the students to speak. Probably you can give a seminar, you can ask. See, always prepare, give the seminar topics to the students well in advance. Always, whenever you go to the class, you just announce some topic. Everybody must be ready with this topic. You can announce in the very beginning of the class itself. So whenever you feel that students are not in the mood of listening to you, immediately pick one student, let him give a seminar. He will be very happy. But you should prepare the students in such a way that you have to tell them clearly, everybody be prepared. I may call you at any time, any day. I may call this month or next month or third month also. But all of you must be prepared clearly. You must be prepared enough to talk about those things. Please keep ready those things with you. In that way, you should announce them clearly. So if it is the evening class, you can give some 5 minutes or two students you can pick. Let him talk for 5 minutes about one seminar. Another student, another 5 minutes about one seminar. If you give, you are engaging two new students. They'll be very happy. The students also feel very happy to listen to their own batchmates. So this way, you can create interest. Once after this activity, then if you teach, because now the student will become very jubilant, very happy mood. Now you have made them really happy. Now you can teach the subject maybe for another half an hour, and then the student will be able to listen to you. So don't teach the subject straight away. So instead of use them, engage them, and let them give certain things, because always you will have some good students, they'll be very coming forward to give seminars and other thing. You prepare them well in advance, just to tell them, give the topic, and possible, I would say that give topic to everybody in the class. Let them be prepared at least once before you complete your entire class in a year or a semester. You should make the student to give the seminar in your class. You just allow them, let it be, whether it is good or bad, no problem. Let him prepare. Otherwise, ask him to prepare some 5 PowerPoint slides. In case you have the PowerPoint projection available, let him use the slide and talk. Just do those things. And another thing you can do is a group activity. Immediately you can team the student to different groups. Say for example, that evening class, don't teach new thing. Instead, whatever you have taught for the whole week, you revise in that particular class. Or the whole lesson you have completed already. In that evening class or the post-lunch session, just spend some time for the revision. Each group should give, see, there are 60 in the class, divide them into 6 groups immediately. Ask them, group 1 has to talk about the first portion of the first lesson. Group 2, second portion of the first lesson. Group 3, they should talk about the second lesson, first portion. In that way, you divide them. Just give them 5 minutes time. Let them recall, let them refer the class notes and everything. Then once the time is over, you have to ask them to present it. Probably as a group they can present, or one student from the group they can present. You decide. One time you can ask only one to present, and you tell them that you don't allow them to select the students to whom you want to present. You tell them that you will pick anybody randomly from the group to present. So that time everybody will be alert, everybody will be prepared to present, because they may not know whom you are going to call. At the time, don't call the good students, always call the students who needs a lot of attention. So give him a thing. Once he does, even though not very well, don't worry about it. Just give him a very big applause, and just to identify all the positive thing, give a great appreciation, then he'll be very happy about it. Got it? And what are the other question? Yeah, attention level. One more thing. In a normal class, attention level also, not evening class or the afternoon class, even normal class, the students are not attentive means, see, there are 3 reasons why students are not attentive. Number 1, the subject is boring. They'll not be able to listen to you. Or that particular topic, it's very tough for the student to understand. That time they'll not be able to listen. So obviously they'll wriggle. They'll try to do all sorts of things to just digress from the class. So in that case, such kind of tough topic when you teach, you have to go with a lot of handouts or some other material, some object. You do some task-based teaching. You involve the students and go with some surprising quiz just to appreciate them, or just go with some in between. Every 15 minutes you ask question, every 10 minutes ask question, then just you recall what you have taught. Slowly go in some slow pace at the time only, when it is so tough. That time you will be able to catch the attention. That's number 1. Otherwise, if you have the PowerPoint projection available, use some videos. Whenever some tough subject, obviously you can download some YouTube videos to teach that particular subject. And you can play that video in the class before you start. When they watch as a video, the same subject, whatever you're going to teach, if they watch as a visual medium, it is very convenient for them to understand. You can do that. And another thing, you can show a lot of pictures also. You can, through 3D picture or normal pictures, you can show that, and you can explain what you're going to talk about. Because visual medium, it will help them a lot to get the attention. You'll be able to grab the attention. And the third option, what you can do is, as I already told you, that one is using the student seminar. Another one is you have to prepare something surprising quiz. You can call it as a surprise quiz. You will announce these things in the very beginning of the class itself, that is in the semester or the year. You tell them that sometime you will conduct a surprise quiz. Immediately you will give them some bonus mark for them. Assume that some 10-minute surprise quiz will be only 10 questions you will ask. If they score 10 out of 10 during the original exam, you will be giving them 3-mark bonus. So in that way, you can immediately conduct some surprise quizzes whenever they are not attentive. Then immediately after that quiz, everybody will become normal and they'll become attentive. That time you can go ahead with your normal lesson teaching. Got it? And let me tell you the one simple introduction about NLP technique, but it's a very big area. But quickly, I'll tell you only some basic introduction. I'll tell you about NLP, and because I can't cover the entire NLP thing. NLP is a one method of teaching. I'll be telling you some technique. You can try this technique in the class also. So first, NLP means neuro-linguistic programming. Actually, it is a psychological approach. So here, psychology, neurology means the brain. And they simply look at about the way the brain works and how the brain can be trained for the purpose of betterment is what NLP. See how you can control your brain activity and finally you will be able to control the outcome of the expected thing. That's what NLP number one. Look at the another one. NLP is learning the language of your brain or a user manual. It is based on three parts. One is neuro, that is NLP, neuro linguistic programming means neuro means neurological system which is there in our brain. Linguistics is the language, how you speak, how you use your language. That is the linguistics part, which is the message, both verbal as well as non-verbal. That is sent to the brain. Because see, now I am talking to you, you are listening to me. The way I speak, the way I modulate my voice, the way I look at you, it gives certain meaning to you. In case suddenly I'm reducing my voice, then you may immediately ask, what happened to the sir? So because it signals you that's why I have showed you that teachers should show the interest and involvement in teaching the subject. When you show less interest, you are signaling the student that you are not really very much like you are not having a real love to teach the subject. Then they think that okay, teacher himself or herself is not interested, why should I learn this subject? That kind of thing will create. That's why how the signal, even though you don't change any teaching methodology, but suddenly your voice slowly comes down, they'll understand. That's why the beautiful example, whenever you talk to the people over the phone, suddenly someday somebody will ask you, are you okay today? Because something, I think, are you okay or do you have any issue? They'll simply immediately ask you, because they'll change in your voice, even though they have not seen you in person, only they are hearing your voice in the phone, but they'll be able to sensitize probably if you're so happy also, they'll say that what happened today, you're so happy, is there anything special? They'll say. Same way, if you speak in the low voice, again they'll ask you what happened today, your voice is so low and you are not in the right mood. This is what the signal you are giving to other person. So this is how neuro linguistic programming. So through the brain signals, the language used both verbal as well as non-verbal. If you condition it in a way, the other person it reaches to him, then you'll be able to make your teaching effectively. That's what. See, you are going to the class and you have certain things in your mind. You will be delivering to the student as a subject. The students, they'll be listening to your both oral and verbal and non-verbal communication. If this non-verbal, both verbal and non-verbal is effective, it will give the signal to the student that they have to take it in a positive way. If it is not giving the positive signal, it gives a negative signal, it will affect their understanding. And how it will happen? Because you have to do certain rewiring, certain reconditioning. I'll be telling you some 2 to 3 techniques only. Through this NLP, you can control the person's thoughts, habits, and behavior and communication technique in some way. Control means not taking complete control like hypnotism. It is not like that. Through certain modeling and pattern, you can help them to control their thoughts and to control their habits and control their behavior. How? Let me tell you. See, you have to rapport. This is the main pillar of the NLP. That's what I was telling you, that many characteristics of the ideal teacher. The reason is I am giving you that opportunity to know all the sorts of skill which is required. That required skill will help you to create a rapport with your learners. How doing the things? See, why you have to be unbiased? Because when you go with unbiased, you are creating good rapport with your student. Now, the entire aspect of the ideal teaching will go with the proper rapport with the student. When you have a proper rapport, and absolutely your job is very easy, and you will be able to remove certain mental blocks of the student, and you will get them as you like, and they'll be behaving as you expected in the class. How? Because you will be telling them certain. It is about recognizing the pattern. How do they behave? And how you behave. See, how you recognize the student whether they are listening or not in the class. Same way, students can recognize whether you have prepared today or simply you are managing the class. They'll be able to recognize. Second thing, NLP is concerned with the process rather than content. How? That is, see, I don't teach probably one full lesson in a class. I could have taught only 25%. But that 25%, I have made a high impact about the 25%. That is more than enough. Rather than covering 100%, that doesn't create any impact. That's what NLP is concerned with, the process. How you are processing that thing in a full 100% effective way. Instead, somebody will be very much worried to cover the syllabus. When you keep worrying about covering the syllabus, and you will not be able to do justice to the what you call the ideal teaching method. That's what you have to be very careful, how impactful you are able to make, how impactful you are in the class. And the rest of the thing I'll skip and I'll go to the other one. This and all I don't have time to teach you. Only this thing I'll tell you. See how NLP works. You can teach this thing to the students also. See, whenever you teach in the class, you teach some subject, you want the student to understand some way. But what happens? You are communicating through verbally and non-verbally. So it reaches the student's mind as a signal. So they'll not take an entire thing as you teach. Certain things the student will delete. Only rest of the thing they'll record in their mind. Even though I am also teaching so many things for the 5 days, but you may not entirely take whatever I am giving here. Certain things may not be important to you, or certain things you could have known already. Those things you will delete. Only things which you are not known or things which you are really liking, that things will be permanently stored in your mind. That's what everybody, when you communicate, they'll not take 100%. Obviously, they'll delete certain information, whatever you are communicating. This will happen, number one. Number two. Second thing, after their conscious deletion, then sometimes distortion will happen. How distortion happen? Because he may misunderstand. Probably you could have given example for one reason. He may understand in another way also. This happens. Even for us also. Somebody says something, but we will misunderstand and we'll go ahead with that understanding. Of the later part only will understand that I misunderstood. So it's quite natural. Distortion may happen when the person communicates, will get distorted. Another thing is generalization. Generalization is when you teach something, the student deleted certain thing and distorted. Finally, they'll have their own understanding. From their own understanding, they'll try to generalize. They'll have a generalized understanding. So here, deletion, distortion, generalization, these are inevitable process in the perception creation, the acquisition of the knowledge. But here, if you can help the student to reduce the deletion, reduce the distortion, and help them to not to go for over generalization, you can indirectly help the student to learn the things better. For that, NLP may help you. How? So you should tell them that that's what the impact you create in a very positive way to the student. And obviously, they'll not delete anything. They'll be very, they'll be getting everything effectively. Let me tell you one example. Some classes, you could have taught so many classes. Some classes, you will be able to sense the students are so serious in the class. Everybody will be keenly watching you. They'll be listening to you without even any zero deviation. They'll be watching you. How it happens. But the same class, some other day, whatever you try, they'll not listen to you. There will be always distraction. Why? Because the day the students are listening very keenly onto you, there is no deletion, there is no distortion, generalization. Straight away, it is only reception. How it happens? First thing, you have removed all the deletion, distortion. You made the student to be ready to receive you. Then you have delivered your message in such an effective way with a lot of different voice modulation and both verbal and non-verbal language. And you have picked the important spots to tell them that important idea, then the student identified, connected them that this is very essential for them to learn. That's why pin drop silence, 100% attention they'll give it to you. If you prepare like that particular class, all the classes, in case if you in case you are unable to make such kind of classes every time, most of the time you will be able to make such kind of classes. The only problem where it happens, it lies in our preparation, our delivery. If you take care of your preparation and delivery and planning, and rest of the thing, it will go very very effectively. And this NLP technique will help you. But see, NLP is a big process. Just I am giving only 0.1% only. There are thousands of NLP techniques are there, but I am simply giving some psychological outline about how NLP works. That's it. In the NLP, generally, it helps the people to change their communication pattern the way in such a way that the others listen effectively. Another one, NLP helps to listen other person effectively also. So it makes active listener as well as active presenter, if you know this pattern. And this is the another see, everybody, every one of us, we have personal filters. That filters are beliefs, values, decisions, and memories. These are the way the NLP technique, NLP technique tries to change your beliefs, values, decision, memories in a positive way. How it happens? See, assume that I have a belief that mathematics is a very tough subject for me. So with that belief, when I sit in the class, and the math teacher tries to do everything, but my belief that's what my filter. It will become a filter to me. I'll not receive anything whatever the teacher teaches to me. So now in this space, the first job of the teacher is to remove that wrong belief that maths is a tough subject. So the first priority of the teacher should not teach the math. First, remove that belief that why mathematics is not a tough subject. Second thing, values. See, sometimes the people will have a very negative connotation about history subject. They say that why should I read about history? It is not important. And they'll have not only history, some subject they feel that it is unimportant for them. You should tell them the real value of that subject also. Because they feel that there is no value for them to read about this subject. That's why their filter, immediately they'll add the personal filter. That filter will not allow them to listen. And decisions and memories means, again, sometimes they'll make decision whether to listen to you, whether to obey to you or not, based on their belief and value system. In case they have a proper positive belief and the proper value system, they'll take only right decision. Why some students are taking wrong decision? That is, they become addicted to the drugs or alcohol, or they'll get into other problems. Why? Because their belief, their value is that only if they smoke, they feel that they are really, they are a big boss in their team. So someone has wrongly infused this belief and value system on him. That becomes his own filter. That's why he wants to try that thing. But when you remove these filters, you recondition his mind that it is not the way you smoke it becomes boss. It is the way you help the people also becomes boss. Then from that particular belief and value system, you are changing him to the another thing. You are rewiring his brain system, and obviously now he will not get into the negative thing. So now he will take a positive decision, and these positive decisions will give what you call good memory. Another one thing, this is one you consciously create this thing, but sometime student could have come across the bad memories, the bad past incidents that would not allow them to change their belief, value, and decision. Assume that as if you are watching a movie. Normally, villains are portrayed as a very cruel. They never have any kind of human values. And they normally kill the people. They'll go to any extreme to get their desire fulfilled. So assume that in case somebody has faced such kind of thing in their real life, they lose confidence, they lose a belief about the morality, ethics in the society, because their experience already taught them that no morality in the society, no ethics in the society, because already I faced all immoral things, unethical things in my life. Nobody helped me. Nobody can now put render the helping hand. Then I would go with only immoral things. That's why some students, they will not obey the teacher when they have a psychological problem. The reason is already the strong belief and value system will know that it created a memory that he never minds about anybody because of his bad experience. So that's why those people request the psychological counseling, and probably a counseling therapist can tell them why it has happened, how to come out of that thing, and finally they'll become a normal. Then they'll try to become very normal person of going the normal thing. So these things you can go ahead with this thing. Probably in the future, I may propose. I'm thinking of doing a 1 week full NLP training with a lot of techniques. There are so many techniques are there: anchoring technique, Swiss model, the rapport building, and the fantasy imagination. Many things are there, but all these things, for example, one technique may help to change your wrong belief into the right belief. Another technique may help you to create a positive value system. One more technique may help you to give a proper decision making. Another technique will help to remove the bad memory, add the positive memory. So all these things are there in NLP. That's a big program, and I have learned it because I got a certification on that. So just I thought of introducing to you, and you tried this thing. Now you could have understand how psychology is connected. That basically how it operates. It changes the way you communicate. It changes the listener, how the way he listens it. That three parameter what I was talking about. And then how these three parameters are affected by the personal filters, that is 4 beliefs, values, and decision memories. And if you face all these things in your classroom, please try to change the belief system of the student, change his decision making thing and memory. Then he may listen to you properly. Even the worst student also can perform well if you apply these what you call this technique. You should tell them that how the deletion, distortion, generalization happens. Identify, talk to him, check. Then you just feed this information to him that it is quite normal. Then you tell him how to come out of from deletion, distortion, generalization, and probably he may tell you that no, I don't like this class because you don't teach in the way I like it. Then listen to him what he expects from you. Probably try to incorporate one or two suggestions from him you incorporate in the class. When you incorporate his suggestion in your regular teaching, he feel really valued because you have listened to him. Then you have added his what you call instruction in your regular class. Then he feel that he is valued. That's what the NLP says, that you become active listener. You will make him also active listener. Then you become effective communicator, and you make them also effective communicator. Then through your communication, the brain signals are changed and rewired, reconditioned. That's what all about in general sense of NLP. But in detail, you have to do the entire full course certification only you'll be able to understand. So this one, I think, as a teacher, this is more than enough for you to use in your classroom. Okay, with this, let me stop. And if you have got a question, you can post it in our WhatsApp group. Yeah, and tomorrow it will be the last day of the session, so there won't be any new input for you tomorrow. As I already told you that I'll be doing the micro teaching thing. See, I'm not compelling you. If you are interested, you can record 10-minute session of your class. 10 minutes session of your class, and you can share me those video recording of your class or normal online teaching class, and you can share to me. Let me go through that and let me give you the intensive feedback. Number one, it's not compulsory, it's up to you. Otherwise also, in case you want to discuss some personal thing, tomorrow each one of you will be given 10 minutes time to discuss the thing, and you can call me individually one-to-one thing, and I'll fix it up. Now you can personally message me. I'll fix it up, and for probably one person I can give 6 to 6:10, another person 6 to 20 to 13. That way, let me fix it up. And 10 to 15 minutes, you have to share the what you call important thing about the feedback. I humbly request all of you, please come prepared and dressed up well, and you have to enable your webcam. And I'll ask you to give the feedback. You can share the feedback of the session, because I'll use your feedback for the future classes, so that when you share your experience, so when I share these things to the other student, they find it very useful to you. So your experience will be very much valued. They'll understand how we are taking care of these particular course and other thing. For that it will be used. So I 100% I expect all of you to give a feedback. Whatever you feel, there is no that nothing you can feel that something is not important, something you didn't feel happy, no problem. You 100% openly you can give a feedback. So first 10 minutes tomorrow, as usual, we will open it. We'll have the feedback session. After the feedback, we will end up the meeting. Then in case you want to talk to me personally to know about certain things, we'll analyze. In case you don't require, already you have got everything clear, and we can wind up that within that feedback session. Got it? Okay. In that, yesterday, Sarmala says that yesterday you said use a trick in the class before starting the lesson by giving a fact or statistics. Okay, I tried it and it went well. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Sarmila. Wonderful. Yeah, please try all the techniques and the method I have discussed in this class, and you try it, and probably you can share it, and definitely you'll be keep in touch with me, even though after the course also. Anytime you can call me, and I'll be able to help you in case you have some queries and other thing. And as of now, with this, let me wind up today's session. And tomorrow, if you can do that, you do that micro teaching. Otherwise, no problem. We'll end up. But definitely, please join for the feedback session. I want every one of you to give a feedback, positive or negative, no problem. But I want every one of you to talk. Very importantly, the camera should be on. So please come prepared for that. And after the feedback session, if it is needed, we'll have individual session with individual teachers. Otherwise, we'll wind up that thing. Okay. With this, let me wind up today, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Thank you very much.